Prepare yourselves. We're getting serious. Today we are wearing our very serious clothes. Welcome to You Fitness, guys. Took a few days off trying to work on some things in my setup. I have this lovely cat here. Her name actually is Princess, and maybe one day I'll tell you guys a story about how she came to be. Anyway, this is where we get better together. I was inspired this week from a TED Talk by Mr. Jocko Willink, and it kind of inspired me to make this video regarding, I guess it's about adversity. I guess that's the best way to describe it. But with that, seriously, can you please be better next year? Like, come on, okay? Seriously, let's work on that, okay? Anyway, we're not going to make any excuses. So, what kind of leader do you want to be? If you guys have seen the TED Talk, you probably know what I'm talking about. So, I'm going to start this off once again with a story. I played football for many years, for about 15 years. At one point I was scouted for the BC Lions. It was quote unquote a kind of a big deal, I guess. I was young. Anyway, I ended up walking away from that and getting into this. But there was a point in high school where I played one of the worst games of my life. And I got back, this is kind of funny. Stereotypically, my parents had a minivan. I get back to the minivan, and there's my mom, and she's sitting there, and she's like, yeah, you're wonderful, I know. She's like, she's like, how'd it go? And I'm like, oh, it didn't really go so well. And she's kind of like, oh, it's okay, son, like, you'll do better next time. And I felt a little bit better. I blamed all the other factors. I blamed everything else that happened, and I made a lot of excuses. And that's actually how the next conversation went. My dad was sitting in the driver's side seat, and we're Polish, and he looks at me. He doesn't even look at me, actually. I could see the back of his head, and it's like this. And he says, I'll always remember this, Sebastian, man, when you suck, man. And he's like, today, you suck. Big Polish accent. And so I got really mad. Like, I made all these excuses. I said, I made every excuse in the book. I blamed the weather, I blamed this, I blamed that. And you know what? I didn't really feel any better when I did that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I victimized myself, and it always stuck with me, because when I came back home and I really thought about it, I was like, yeah, I could have done things to get a better sleep last night. Yeah, I could have done this. Yeah, I could have done that. And I slowly came to own that situation. And that's kind of what this video is all about. It's about extreme ownership. When you get into a situation, when you deal with adversity, there are one of two ways that you can deal with it. One, you can blame the weather. You can blame the weather, you can blame other people, you can blame other things, you can blame this, that, the other thing, you can blame everything in the world. In fact, it sucks. It really sucks, but you gotta drop your ego and you gotta drop your pride, and at some point, you gotta think to yourself, you know what? Screw it. It's my fault, and I could do better. And that situation happened because of a culmination of things that brought me to this point, and I had a lot of control of those things. So, really what it boils down to is you need to be a leader, and you need to take ownership, because that's going to actually accomplish one of two things. It's going to accomplish one, first off, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel a lot better right away. Yes, it's going to hurt your ego. Yes, it's going to hurt your pride. But you're going to start to take control of that situation. So that's one way it's going to help you out. But number two, you're actually going to deal with the problem, which is a really, really big deal. Because if you're a victim, if you don't take ownership, those problems will continue, will continue to happen. I might have given her too much catnip. I really wanted her to be in on the video. So the gist of this video really is, when you suck, when you suck, you suck. That's kind of what I'm trying to say, is like when things happen, when adversity happens, take ownership of it. And if you take ownership of it, you'll take ownership of your problems. And if you take ownership of your problems, you'll take ownership of your life. Anyway, I'm going to leave off one little quote. Which I really like. It always applies to leadership positions in a lot of different organizations, sports, everything. If you want to be the champ, you gotta own it. And that means when things go wrong, you gotta own it. So before you start being the champ for someone else, be the champ for yourself. Stand up, do what you gotta do, get stuff done, get shit done. That feels a lot better. And get out there. Monday is gonna be a beautiful new week. Get out there and do something that you'd be proud of. Have yourself a great week, guys. Thank you for watching Youth Fitness. We're gonna get better together. I'm gonna be sitting here drinking my almond milk and giving my cat a hard time. She's scratching me right now. Anyway, much love, guys. Have a great day. Psycho.